Hey book friends, welcome back to Books I Read. I'm Sheila and I'm so glad you're here. Today is Sunday, May 3rd. Whoa, whoa. Alright, anyway, I figured I'd come on here and make a video about what I've read so far. I have read quite a bit lately. What do I want to say? Since after the migraine, that's what I want to say. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. But you know what I've been thinking? I might be able to be a foot model. What do you think? You know, maybe... Here, let me show you guys. Do you guys think I have pretty enough feet to be a foot model, maybe? Alright, anyway. Let's get on with it. Alright, so we are going to do some books that I've read. And my husband bought us a sipsby, is that how you say it? Sipsby 3-month subscription for our anniversary. Ta-da, thumbnail. No, they're not sponsored. He paid for it out of his own pocket, out of his own cash flow. He paid for a 3-month subscription just so we could try it. So we're going to open it up and we're going to get started on that first. And while the tea is steeping, because we are going to have something out of here, while that's steeping, we'll talk about what I've read. How about that? I forgot to bring my box cutter in here, so I'm going to use my scissors. My skizzers, as Phoebe would say. Am I opening this wrong? Possibly. Alright, so it's sipsby and 3-month subscription. So here we go. Alright, what's in here? May teas. I have heard about it. Obviously, that's how my husband bought us a 3-month subscription, but I had heard about it on different booktubers channel. Too many to name. I watch way too many YouTube channels to tell you, and booktubers to tell you which one I heard it on, because I don't know. There's quite a few. Probably every one that I watch. But you basically can you take this like a little tea quiz and you customize like what kind of tea would you like to receive. So even if I don't do this with my husband, because I know he doesn't really like fruity teas, he doesn't like really flavored teas, I know Phoebe will do this with me. So this is my teas. Oh, I don't want to cheat. I thought it was going to be a little more organized in the box, you know, like dividers. I did think that. Most people don't show you like the box when they open it kind of thing. I don't know. Now I kind of want to spoil myself. I don't know. We'll come back to that. Alright, so we have 2 packets, right? Or is it 3 packets? It's just like all like thrown in here. That kind of irritates me. You would think they'd have like little nice dividers for each tea. Alright, I'm going to set it down because they just kind of threw it in here. This is Valerian Organic Nighty Night Extra. So you got 3 tea packets. This kind of makes me want to just go buy Private Selection or Teavana, or what's that other one? I can't remember right now. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. And then we've got, oh, here's another one. There's 4 packets of that one. And then, oh, I like English breakfast tea. I love an English breakfast. Matter of fact, the English breakfast, whoops. In Tea Forte, I can't wait to do the English breakfast in Tea Forte, because we're almost done with this Tea Forte box. We just have 1, 2, 3, 4 more flavors to do in this box, so we'll be getting to that. I'm excited to do the English breakfast in that one. But I have 4 packets of English breakfast. So I have 4 of this one and 4 of this one so far. Valerian, I gotta watch Valerian root. I have to watch that. It upsets my stomach really bad, so I gotta watch that. So maybe somebody else can do that one. Okay, I do not care for this tea box at all. I don't. I'm disappointed. People always talk about how you get like a reusable tea bag. People always talk about how you get a loose leaf tea and then you get tea bags. I could have just went to Kroger's and bought these boxes of tea myself. I don't know. Alright, this one's called Miracle Tree. Super caffeinated moringa infusion, green tea, lemon, ginger. I got 4 of those. Alright, I'm kind of pissed. Alright, this one's Stash Morocco Mint green tea. I'm probably going to have one of these green teas. And I got 4 of that. So I got 4, 8, 12, 16 tea bags. Okay, where's my phone? Hold on. Okie dokie. So I got 16 tea bags. Is that what I said? 4 times 4 is 16. Yeah. Alright. Because I'm a little ticked right now. I am. Because 15 divided by 16. It's like 94 cents a tea bag. So 94 cents a tea bag. Alright, but I could have went to Kroger's and got 3 boxes of tea. And I could have had like Tavana. Or what's that other one? I can't think of that other organic one that is like $5 a box, $4 a box, but you have like 14, 15 tea bags in it of that tea. So I'm a little disappointed. I'm glad we only got a 3-month subscription because I'm not happy. I'm just not. I don't know what the hell this shit is right here. I don't know. But that's it. No reusable tea bag. No cool, funny, like really yummy tasting tea. No, nothing like that. And I understand that there's a situation going on out there. But then, you can't, you're going to send me stuff that I could buy at Kroger's? I don't know. Like I said, I'm glad we've only done it for 3 months and that's it. That's it. So, at least 4 of us can try this tea. So, I will give my daughter and my husband 1 tea bag each. Since we got tea bags and not loose leaf tea, I even had my basket because I was expecting loose leaf tea. Well, let's try one of these, I guess. Which one shall we try? I'm not going to do the English breakfast because I really like English breakfast, so I'm going to hold off on that. This is a green tea, lemon and ginger. And this is a Moroccan mint green tea. Ingredients: green tea, super... Oh, wait, no, spearmint, lemongrass, and peppermint. Oh, that might be good for my stomach. This one's a green tea, ginger root, lemon pieces, sweet fennel, natural lemon flavor, caffeine tea extract. Alright, let's do this one. Let's do the Miracle Tree, I guess. Because this one just has moringa, green tea, ginger root, lemon pieces, blah, blah, blah. So, let's do one of these packets. I am so disappointed in this. I am so thankful. Smells good. I am so thankful we only got 3 months. I hope the next 2 months are a lot better. Alright, so this is what this tea bag looks like. I'm almost positive I can find this brand at the country store or Kroger's. Alright. Well, we're going to go ahead and let that steep. I mean, I just feel like these are teas that I can buy around here. I don't know. I'm just kind of bummed. I've heard of the brand Stash. And I've heard of the brand Moringa. And these just seem like these teas I know, and these ones I'm pretty sure I could buy at the country store. So I'm just a little bummed about that. Sipsby, you disappointed me. For a first time customer, I'm disappointed. Alright, I will try this tea here in a few. It is a green tea, so I know you're only supposed to let it steep for like 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm going to keep an eye on the time here because you don't, if you steep green tea too long, it will taste bitter, and I don't want to ruin the tea. That would, as much as I pay $1 a tea bag, almost $1 a tea bag. I pay $1/4 a tea bag at the country store for good tea like this, like these packets, like the Davidson. I'm pretty sure it's the Davidson brand. I pay $1/4 a tea bag. It's like $4. So Sipsby, you're charging too much. Alright, anyway, I appreciate my husband, the thought and everything. I do, and I wanted to try it. I've seen a lot of, like I said, booktubers do this. So I'm just disappointed though, because this is all tea. Or I could find something similar to it at the country store for $1/4 a tea bag instead of $1 a tea bag. So that's why I'm a little bummed out. So you guys know why I'm bummed. Alright, let's get on to, okay, 1 more minute on the tea. Let's get on to books that I've read I read this book, Dream House, and I did say it wrong in my one video. This is Marzia, and I said Cutie Pies Marzia. It's not Cutie Pies Marzia. It's Cutie Pie Marzia. That was her channel. This is Cutie Pies Marzia. That's what I was trying to say. But anyway, I read her book, Dream House. This is her first book that I know of that's ever existed or that she's ever wrote. I think she did a great job, being this is her first book. I think she was very detailed, very organized. I think her story flowed very well. The only criticism that I have of the book as a mom and Nana of grandchildren is that, and of course I have nieces and nephews and all that jazz. The only criticism I have is that the suicide parts of it were, what do I want to say? I don't want to say graphic, but they were very detailed. And I know this is not a middle grade. I know that. I understand that. It's, I'm pretty sure, a young adult. It was guaranteed your young adult. But the way that the story was wrote, it felt like a middle grade. So I feel like if she could have changed those suicide parts to, you know, like dumb it down, I guess you could say, or changed it to where it wasn't so detailed or maybe a little bit different. Kind of like Joseph, what's his name? Bruchak in Skeleton Man. The way that he writes is really good for middle grade. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like R.L. Stein and stuff like that, I think personally. You know, maybe nobody else agrees, but I think if she could have went more that way, I think it would have been a middle grade, and I think it would have been a big hit. I really think it would have been great. I did give this book 3.5 stars. I do think I personally think she did really great. I think she has potential. I think she has a lot of potential to even get better. Maybe she'd want to go towards middle grade unless you can bring it up a bit. I don't know. I think it'd be easier to bring it down to middle grade than bring it up. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, what do I know? Some of these poems out there, I sit there and go, this is appropriate for children, and we'll get to that. But this book is so good. Basically, you have, I don't remember her name, Amethyst, that's her name. You have Amethyst that goes to this house, and this couple invites her in, and she's having tea, and then all of a sudden they disappear, and she's like, what's going on? And you follow this story, and I personally feel like it's a thriller, but I'm not going to tell you what's happening because I'd spoil it for you. But it is really, really, really good. What's going on in this dream house? And I like the other cover. There is another cover that looks like a real house, and it looks like it's in a, like on a spooky farmland or something like that. I like that cover much better than this cover. This cover doesn't do this book justice. I think it would be a good middle grade thriller, though. She has potential. Marzia, you keep going, girl. Alright, and then what else did I read? I read PewDiePie's book. That's what I did, because I was curious. After I read Marzia's book, I'm like, I think PewDiePie has a book. PewDiePie does. It's called This Book Loves You. I gave his book 3.5 stars in my Goodreads review. And basically, if you know PewDiePie and you understand his sense of humor and his sarcasm, and you've been following him for a long time, then you'll probably understand his book. You'll understand his quotes, and you'll get it. You will get it. If you've been following him and you understand or you like him or whatever, him as a person, you'll get it. You'll probably like it. I think it is a good book if you've had a crappy day. It'll make you chuckle, or maybe there's some quotes in there that I don't think are quite positive quotes, but I do think that sometimes you need to hear that from only a true friend would tell you those things. So I do think it's good. Do I think it's worth $10? No, but I do think it's a good book to have when you're in one of those moods and you're like, you need a book to just, I don't know, kind of cheer you up, but yet kind of tell you what you need to hear on those crappy days. And we all have those. So I like the book. I gave it 3.5 stars. I mean, I would like to see more from PewDiePie because I think he can do better, but I don't even know. What was the publication date for this book, though, was 2015. So I'm sure if he wrote a book now, it'd be a lot different than 2015. I'm just saying, you know. I do love his little some bitch lasagna, though. I love that. What I make lasagna is bitch lasagna. PewDiePie. Not stealing it. It's PewDiePie's. Alright, anyway. At least that's where I've heard it first. And Marzia, when was Marzia's book published? I'm just curious. Because this has probably been a long time ago too, right? Copyright 2016. Oh yeah, she could do much better now. Oh yeah. I wish she would write another book, and I wish PewDiePie would too. I think they would do even better now than they did that, you know. Alright, so on my Goodreads, the book that I finished next is out of order. I don't know why it ended up that way. I finished them in the same day, so I have no idea. But I finished the book The How and the Why by Cynthia Han. That book was so good. It was really good. I really, really enjoyed that book. That was the first book I've ever read by Cynthia Han. And that book was published in 2019, so it's not that old. It was really, really good. I heard it from another booktuber. I don't know which one. I watch a lot of YouTubers and booktubers, so I don't know which one I've seen it from. If I could make a channel just about the booktuber, or about the booktubers and YouTubers I watch. I mean, seriously. And you know, nothing bad. Just who I watch and why I watch them and stuff like that. But anyway, I gave this book 5 stars. I was actually going to give it like 4.7 or 4.9 because the ending isn't what you expect. But as I had thought about it after I finished the book, I'm like, you know, I think the author did that on purpose. I really do. I think she left it that way to make you think, and just to leave you on that note. I mean, because it isn't what you expect. Or you're like, or maybe to let your mind, you know, think about what do you think happened, you know, kind of thing. But it is an awesome book. It's a story about a girl that's 16 that is giving up her baby for adoption. She's in this home/school for girls that are pregnant that can't be at home, and I think it's back in the 90s. But anyway, the point is she's writing a letter, Dear X, because they say, you know, write a letter to your unborn child. The letter will go to this child, your child, in the adoption facility when they turn 18. So she does. But she doesn't just write just one letter. And then in chapter 1, we go to Cassandra Casey, who is Dear X, and she obviously has been adopted. She's been living with this family for 18 years, so it's her 18th birthday, and now she wants to try and get these letters from her birth mom, and her adopted mom needs a heart transplant. What's going to happen? Is Cassandra going to meet her birth mom? Is she going to get these letters? Is she going to find out who she is? Are they going to want to meet? You know, and is her mom that she's known that has raised her, is she going to get her heart transplant or not? It is just really good. I shed some tears. I ended up giving the book 5 stars because I just really think it deserves it, and I think the author left the end the way she did on purpose. So that's why I ended up giving it 5 stars. Now, after I finished that book, I had such a book hangover, it was crazy. So I decided to read some poetry. That's what I've been doing when I get a book hangover, or sometimes to transition from one book to the next, I read poetry. So everybody's been talking about Shel Silverstein. Is it Silverstein or Silverstein? I call him Silverstein. I don't know if that's right. But anyway, everybody's been talking about Shel's book, A Light in the Attic. Or at least I feel like everybody has. Maybe it's just still I've just noticed it more. Maybe it's just me. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to read it. Is this book really, really geared towards children? Is it really? Now I know why I didn't read this book to my kids when my kids were little. Because Marzia got a lot of crap for this book. I mean, a lot of low ratings. And I think her book is way more appropriate for children than Silverstein's poems. I kind of personally feel like his poems are more adult-ish. I don't think they're all appropriate for children. But anyway, so what did I say? I gave it 3 stars. I gave the book 3 stars because I don't feel all the poems in the book are appropriate for children. I just don't. So I decided to read it because also he is a famous poet, right? What is the publication of this? This publication was 2002, but that was the 20th anniversary. So it was first published on October 7th, 1981. So in 1981, these poems were appropriate. Huh. Okay. Anyway, so, and as I told you guys, I've been reading poetry just to transition from one book to another because it kind of helps. All right. And not only that, everybody tells me that, well, some people I shouldn't say everybody. Why do I say it like that? Some people tell me that I need to dig deeper in poetry, that poetry has layers. And I'm like, you know, they're right. They're so right. I'm not reading poetry correctly. Okay. Check. Got it. So I will go back and read some poems again and books that I have. So I decided to read this because a lot of people tell me I'm not reading poetry correctly. So I'm like, okay. But I like the poem What If and The Little Boy and the Old Man. Those, I really like those. Ticklish Tom seems a bit deep for children. I'm not sure why that one's in there. Unfunny Clown, I think an adult could get something out of it. I'm still pondering on the poem Nobody. And Dog's Day was okay. But Kidnapped. Kidnapped? I'm not sure the poem Kidnapped in that book was appropriate for children. I just, And or the poem The Books I Have Not Read. I like that poem, The Books I Have Not Read, as an adult. But I don't think I would like it for my child. But the poem If We Met and I Say Hi, I really like that one. That one was probably my favorite in the whole book. But again, do I believe all the poems in that book are appropriate for children? No, I don't think so. Hells to the no. No. I think it's more adult. Especially if you start digging. I mean, if I'm digging right, if I'm getting under those layers correctly, yeah, no. I mean, I understand kids might not get it or grasp it. They're just going to grasp the surface. But Kidnap still is just not appropriate, even on the surface. All right. And I'm not going to talk about this book too long because I have already kind of talked about it. And that's Sarah Knight's called The Fuck Down Book. Again, I enjoyed the book. I gave it 4 stars, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep it at 4 stars. I think I'm going to give it 3 stars. And why I'm going to give it 3 stars is because there are certain... I know, and the author knows too. She knows that this book isn't going to help everyone. But I think it's more on a 3. I don't think it really reached 4 because I don't think it could help that many people because of the way she says some things and her approach and or maybe her tone. I think it would be unsettling or offending to a lot of people. And I'm only going by my retail experience. I don't know. I do know her book is really... It's not really highly rated, but it's very expensive, though. So, I mean, according to what I would think for a self-help book. But, then again, what am I? It's $12.99 as a Kindle. So, I don't know if that's hardback or softback or, you know, paperback. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, I gave this book... I'm going to give it 3 stars. I'm going to go in and change it. I did give it 4 stars right now, but I'm going to go change it. Because I do feel the author is raw and real, and I appreciate what she's coming across. And she did help me quite a bit in the book. I mean, I do see some tips and techniques that she uses that I can apply to my life. But I feel like I could only really use maybe half the book. So some of it I felt like... I don't know, like I really couldn't, like I feel like it was more jokes or more sarcasm than tips and techniques. But that could just be me and the way I interpret it too, right? So do I believe that she could be helpful? Yes, of course. I do believe the book can be helpful. Is it helpful to everyone? No, absolutely not. The section on revenge, as I've said before, hopefully that was a joking fashion and not literal, as that could end really badly. I don't think you should take the revenge section literally. I think that's, yeah. And I think some people will relate or connect with some parts or some sections or some pieces of the book, but not all of it. As I said, some I think would be offended. But then again, there are some children's books out there that shouldn't be children's books. So... that's where I am with that. Did it help me? Yes. Would I buy it full price? No. Would I buy it if I seen it used inexpensively or at thrift store or something like that, absolutely, I sure would pick it up. There are sections in it, but not the whole book. But I think that's with any self-help book, though. I really do. But again, just the way, I mean, if you read it, maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to say. That it's just a 3-star. It's not really over the top for me. Maybe 3.5 for me, because I did get more out of it maybe than somebody else. But that's pretty much where I stand. And I was reading Pet Sematary still. I was reading that last night, and I think I am up to chapter 30. That's where I think I'm at. Not sure. I started to read the book Egghead, or You Can't Survive on Ideas, by Bo Burnham. Is that how you say it? I believe he's a popular, or he was, yeah. Today's most popular young comedians. He's a young comedian. That's what he is. His book was published in 2013. I do believe he had a YouTube channel, but I don't know for sure. I didn't watch it. Now, a lot of people have loved his poetry. He has a 4-star on this book. I mean, people love this poetry. I don't know. Maybe it's the time period that I was born, or what I was raised, or how I was raised, or which I pretty much raised myself. But I don't care for all his poetry, which I understand that too, and he probably knows that not everybody's going to agree with his poetry. Some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it. Obviously, that happens to a lot of people that write poetry. I never know how to rate poetry, and some people said I've been reading it wrong, so I have been trying to pull back the layers. But when I pull back the layers of his poetry, I just don't think it's funny. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I don't know. But I'm just trying to... There's a lot of things, though, on YouTube that I don't find funny that, like, my children will find funny. You know, they're in their 20s, and they find funny. And I'm just like, why is this funny? So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the generations that are coming up. You know, things change. Things don't always stay the same. What they find funny, I don't find funny. What I find funny, they don't find funny, etc., etc., vice versa. So maybe this isn't my kind of poetry. I don't know. But even though I like William Shakespeare, for example, there are some of his poetry I don't like. Edgar Allan Poe, I like him, but there are some things of his I don't like. So I'm not sure. I'm not that far into this book, so maybe I will eventually like some of it, or half of it, or something like that. Like I said, I'm not that far. I think I put 50%, but I think I'm a little less than 50%. And then Pet Sematary, I am about 50%, and I think 40, 45, somewhere around there. Pretty close. But anyway, that is all that I've read and all that I'm reading. I'm not sure what I'm going to read today, the rest of today or tomorrow, but I will figure that out. I want to try this tea. This one. It says it's super caffeinated. 55 milligrams. Okay. USD organic. Still can find something like this though at the country store. Alright, anyway, that is it. I've talked your head off. I hope you enjoyed this video. I gave you my honest opinions, and they're just my opinions. Your opinions may be different. We're all different people. We all do different things. We all feel differently about things. So there you go. I hope you enjoy your day, and I will see you next time on Books I Read. Bye!